Alright guys, you guys are okay with the following me recording you guys, your voices, and your player IDs, correct?
Sure.
Cool. That's out the way. Now we're going to talk about today, we're going to go over the ACE update, which has been a nightmare for everyone. This update has basically changed the fundamentals of how we look at ACE Medical in a whole. Pushing fluids has changed. Doing CPR and resuscitation has changed. Drugs are more potent now and are more likely to cause cardiac arrest. And we're just going to go over some of that very quickly and try to get this out the way. Long story short, you have a patient who unfortunately ate a whole crap ton of 5.56. Alright, if y'all want to walk over this patient real quick, we're just gonna rush through the medical menu. You guys are all familiar with the medical menu, right?
Yep.
Cool.
User left your channel.
Just making sure so I don't have to... Oh, rip. Yeah, no.
User left your channel.
Okay, I hear a lot of people argue this. QuikClot does function. It is a nice slowdown of bleeding. So if you want to slow down a patient's bleeding while they're bleeding out, this will assist you. Use it. I'm not saying bandage like 30 times, but I am saying it will assist you with a patient
joined your channel.
who's red on a chest. Does that make sense? You notice how it's bleeding slower now?
Yeah.
Yeah, QuikClot's your best friend. I don't know why people say QuikClot's useless and it's a piece of crap, but whoever said that did not use it before because it's nice.
User left your channel.
Obviously, it's not going to prevent all bleeding. It's just going to buy you more time.
User joined your channel.
Anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and stitch his chest. Have his arm tourniqueted. Alright, we have one times patient here who was shot by 762. That's what we're going to say. And you just arrived and you're trying to fix him. If you're playing a standard medic role, obviously you're not going to have a fast IO. He's going to have no heart rate. He shouldn't have a heart rate at least. It should be like shock. Yeah. Okay. So you show up. It's already been like a minute and 30 seconds. With this new ACE, you're going to have to do 3 things here. CPR. So you need CPR and you need to push fluids properly. The third thing, which I can't remember in a nutshell, is something. I can't remember.
Beast.
Thank you. My patient has now moved like 10 meters.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're just going over the new stuff like we just started, so.
Fabulous.
When you're sticking an IV in, obviously you want to start the IV on the side that has the, closest, the closest thing to white that you could find.
User joined your channel.
Don't bother fixing any of the other stuff, like on the ligaments, if you've got a dude who's fatal. In this case, blood flows slower than plasma. So blood, plasma, and saline are our 3 fluids. We can no longer stack fluids anymore. So you put a bag on. The first bag that goes into the IV is the bag that'll flow. Everything will flow in order after that. However you push it. Does that make sense?
Wait, is it confirmed that they're gonna leave that setting since you can change it now?
I mean, you can change it.
So the mod update said that you can now on the server itself enable multiple bags or not.
On the mod update?
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the fix, the hot fix. Yeah, no, that's up to the admins, and as far as I'm aware, they don't want to touch anything with ACE, which is reasonable.
All right.
Yeah, so obviously, if you guys have a critical patient, I recommend using plasma first, or not plasma, saline, because it's the fastest flowing. Everybody who pushes blood, you need to be aware, blood flows slower. Blood and plasma flow much slower. It is much faster to push saline if you want to get them back to a state of which you can get their heart rate back. A lot of medics use this as a misconception, saying, okay, well, blood is still one of the critical things, right? Doesn't matter. Push saline. it's going to
User left
flow
your
much
channel.
faster
User
and
joined
get them
your
into a
channel.
state of which you can get a heart rate back. CPR. Now, I'm going to go over CPR briefly and then bounce back. So, CPR no longer works as it used to. You can't just do 2 rounds and then they'll magically have a heart rate. You guys remember that, right? I know some of you do. You do 2 rounds of CPR and then they have a heart rate. Gone. Out the window. CPR has become much more difficult. There is like a good somewhere between 70 to 90% chance that you're going to have to use epinephrine to get your patient back into a rhythm. Even as a 1-9, the AED will not help this situation. CPR will not reset the death timer anymore. Even if you're doing CPR over and over and over again, your result is still going to be the same. I don't know why it's like this on the training server, but
joined your channel.
on the real server, I'm
User
telling you
left
right
your
now,
channel.
you do CPR back to back, it will not change the effect of your patient. You're probably going to need epinephrine or 1-9's assistance. So start carrying them if you don't have them. If you don't put epinephrine in your kit, you might want to start changing that. Are there any questions in terms of plasma and like fluids and stuff like that?
Nope.
Alright, with that being said, saline is also, you can overdose people with saline now.
User
I'm just
joined your
gonna,
channel.
I hate this patient. Everybody just move over here. I don't feel like dragging him over there. Yeah, so I'm gonna prove a point. I don't have enough saline on me.
User joined your channel. User left your channel.
Yeah, I've tested it already. Normally, like, I mean, I OD'd him here with only like 1,000 saline.
Yeah, but they said on the hotfix it's 1,500. We're about to find out for this patient. Generally speaking, there's a way to identify this. So if I push saline, right, I'm pushing we've already put him 500, so I'm pushing 1,500 saline. There is changes. I probably should have gone over the medical menu first, but my thoughts are unorganized right now, so just kind of hang with me on this. So while he's receiving that 1,500, keep in mind the update from Ace Medical says that the overdose is at 1,500 for saline, but you know,
User joined your channel.
you should never be that close to that level. Does that make sense? So if you're gonna push saline and you're gonna push at least 1,000, you should mix it with blood or plasma to keep that
So like
balance.
1,000 saline, 500 blood, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
We shouldn't even be using 1,000 bags anymore, to be fair.
Honestly, I'm gonna use it 1,000 bag if I got a mass cas, because that's the one way I can
mass
guarantee
cas.
they're gonna get back. So my way of 190ing has officially changed. So if everybody can click on the head and click the examine section, it's a little magnifying glass, you're gonna see a new thing called check breath.
Nice.
This is related to the saline portion. So you see how it says smelling slightly
User
fruity?
joined your channel.
I think it only shows up for you.
Go ahead, yeah, everybody go ahead and man, this is horrible. Yeah, go ahead and do that check breath.
Yep.
Y'all got
User
slightly
joined your
fruity.
Person. Yep.
So this is a sign of saline overdose to a degree. I don't think he's lost enough a lot of blood to cause it, because I like gave him 2,000, you know.
User joined your
Generally speaking, this is too much saline. Can someone text him on side chat to tell him to respawn at the medical center? Oh, wait a minute, he's right there. Nope, that's, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so with that being said, slightly fruity, right? That's not, you should be cautious at this point, because you're pushing
User
a
joined your
lot of
channel.
saline.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going right into the training, so if you want to hop over here, I'll recap and do questions after.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I had some issues with the mod pack.
All
I
good.
had to download the extras.
With that being said, now it's harsh, fruity. It's harsh and metallic. I cannot read right now. If you guys want to check that, saline overdose, not good.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's gonna be on his heart rate. I think it's his heart rate that's gonna get jacked up. Either way, it's no bueno for your patient. Honestly, I can't tell the difference from the I can't tell the difference for the medical server versus our server. So the lib server functions a bit differently, right? The medical settings are different, so it's not going to be down to the point. But that's the gist. For those of you guys who just got here, the critical stuff is we're talking about saline and pushing it. So he started smelling like it was like fruity around, or harsh metallic around 1,400, 1,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yeah, so if we go ahead and we say, those of you guys who are clueless on what I'm talking about, we're talking about saline overdose, or in this case, it's screwing with the pH in your body. So if you go onto the head, click examine patient, and click check breath, you're going to get a response. So the patient's heart rate is probably going to be 104. Yeah, so I'm honestly, I don't know what's up with the training server. I don't have an explanation for why he's back, but if you do see,
He shouldn't be back.
yeah, if you have a harsh metallic,
If you want to OD him, give him a 250 saline bag now, and he'll collapse into the floor and bowl up again.
honestly, I just don't care because the trading server is way
User
too
left
hard
your
to
channel.
figure out the difference. In a nutshell, when you're examining the breath of your patient, if it smells,
joined your
if you
channel.
see slightly fruity or harsh and metallic, you should stop pushing
User left your
saline, or
channel.
you should give them blood or plasma to fix the problem.
User left your
How do you
Because-
channel.
stop pushing
User
saline?
joined your channel.
Take out the
Collaborating.
IV. Yeah,
Okay.
User left your
rip it
channel.
out, because whoever put it in there was not checking. Pushing at least, if you're pushing 1,000 saline, you should be monitoring your patient's
User
breath
joined your channel.
just to make sure.
Extremely cautious.
Yeah.
User left your
I just
channel.
wouldn't recommend using 1,000s anymore, like I said before.
Honestly,
User
and once
joined your
again, that's the
channel.
contradiction. If you're a 1.9 and you come onto a mass cast,
User
saline's
left
your
your
best friend
channel.
because it's the fastest flowing. Blood and plasma flow slower.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over the medical menu because I forgot
User
about the
joined your
changes.
channel.
Let's say, what arm is this guy? It's his right arm. Or his
User
left.
joined your channel.
Right.
Left arm.
Left.
User left your channel.
Hold on, I'm gonna make him go unconscious once again to make things easier. So we're just gonna take this tourniquet off. Are any of you guys new to Ace Medical?
Yeah, I'm new to the full game.
To the what?
New to the game itself.
Okay, later on I'm gonna have a Q&A session and we can go over Ace basic stuff, but right now I'm just going over some of the updates, so kind of keep this stuff on the back burner, but no, it's not the basics. I will run over basics because everything's been wiped out before. We're just gonna let him bleed out.
The basics of shit, but like when it comes to shit.
Yeah, no, go ahead, keep going.
When it comes to like when to push shit, and because I honestly I've just been giving people blood. I had no idea that like plasma and saline did like different shit. I was just told, somebody just said, don't worry about it, and so I always just use blood.
This is exactly why we're having this conversation. Was that person on the lib server?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought so. Okay,
I don't remember his name. But
I'm gonna, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna clarify this. There's a bunch of people on the lib server who keep thinking to just like bypass a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna introduce myself if you guys are new to the Karma lib. I'm Beast, right? I play 1.9 a lot. A lot of the guys, I've been here for about what, 4 months,
User
6
joined your
months.
channel.
I can't remember. It's been a long time. Generally
Been here
speaking,
for about 2 months, Beast.
yeah, I don't remember how long I've been here for. I don't know if that's a bad thing
I've
or a
already
good
been
thing.
here for 2 months, so...
All you guys
Feels
need to
like a
know
lifetime.
is if you've got a medical question, I can answer it. If I'm not available or you guys DM me or whatever, I'll defer you to another
User
guy.
joined your
Just don't be
channel.
afraid to ask questions.
Yeah,
That's what
just
we're here
no
for.
matter
User
what
left your
medic,
channel. User
at
joined
least the
your channel.
1-9 most of the time is capable of answering your question.
Yeah, that's like the key thing now. The key word is most of the time. Our
Most of the
1-9
time,
forms got
yeah.
merged into company command, so it's kind of wacky.
Yeah, I got 1-9 and I didn't know that.
I found
what's
out
your
my
Discord
one
name?
man.
I've been playing
What's
for a
up?
week.
Oh, what's your Discord name? Is it Oats or someone else?
LT Beast.
No, I'm just Lieutenant Beast. Every one of those other guys, Oats and stuff, they're all admins. I'm just a
Beast, are
player
you
who
an
manages.
admin?
No, I will
But
never
if you
I will
go
never
I'm
ask
an
for
into-
admin.
you know.
If you go into infantry or new player, somebody will definitely answer the questions you need, even on medical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But medical is a more difficult question. It's hard to kind of phrase it over text, so it's easier to answer. In a nutshell, I'll just, you know what, he can die for all I care. Watch out. Move your toes.
No.
Nope.
Oh, good question. There are two
I was
beasts.
saving him.
Are you both of them or just the one?
There are what?
Oh, there are two beasts. There's
I'm
the
First Lieutenant
lieutenant.
Beast.
Okay, there's another beast that says Bracken Medical.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you
I
first
got you.
lieutenant in real life?
No. That was from a Vietnam server, and I'm too lazy to change or
User
add another
left your
Discord
channel.
account, so I just keep it that way.
Too lazy.
Yeah,
definitely.
we have an Ace Medical on a Vietnam server, so you guys don't know pain yet.
User joined
Prairie
your
Fire
channel.
with Ace Medical is a nightmare.
User left your
What was I
channel.
gonna say? Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna briefly go over fluids. Your fluids are the following: saline, blood, and plasma. Due to the update, blood and plasma now flow slower. Saline is your fastest. Your IVs will now clog. There's an examine button. If you can grab me another patient from the
Yeah.
small medical pod. Oh no, we'll just grab one
User
from
left
over
your
here.
channel.
We got like 30 of them. I got it. This is small.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah, we got a storage room full of human beings. This is not trafficking. I just want to clarify.
This is not human trafficking at all, is it?
Yeah, no, they all
Just like
volunteered.
30 Arab dudes in there.
Okay, so if everybody, okay, hold on. Let me just check your pack, just to make sure you got. Yeah, if you want to go like grab some plasma and saline, you can test it out and see the difference. Just so you could get a feel what I mean by it flows faster, and it's the same but different. I'm gonna grab my own packs of saline because
User
it's
joined your
ridiculous that I
channel.
don't have any.
Shall I shoot him in the leg?
Everything
So
on
because
me.
of the
No,
overdose
we're
and saline
just gonna
issue,
talk stuff.
User
somebody
joined
said
your
don't
channel.
grab 1,000 mils. Should I not grab that?
If you're not experienced, I would not use 1,000 mils of saline because it's one of those. It's like driving a car. You just got to get experience with
User
it
joined
before
your channel.
taking the big boy. So our fluids are the following. You
User
have
left your channel.
plasma, blood, and saline. Saline flows fastest. Plasma and blood flow slower. Plasma and blood won't overdose you. You can. I'm just using the word overdose. There's probably a proper medical term for
User
it,
joined
but
your channel.
you know.
Poison.
Yeah, I mean technically it's poisoning, but it's like on a
It's on a
cellular
different
level,
level.
so I don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like those of you who are scientists,
User
you
left your
can
channel.
post all your hate comments in my comments section, but I'm not gonna argue it. Yeah, it's, in a nutshell, all you need to know is those are your three fluids. If you're not very well suited to saline and the use of saline in mass numbers, I wouldn't recommend using 1,000 period if you're
User
new
left your channel.
to medical. I'd use 500s and 250s and get used to that before utilizing this. My job here today is to teach you about the mods, and if you guys want to stay a bit longer, we can go over ACE basics and how to actually measure blood volume.
Okay.
Alright, so if everybody could just step up to the patient and just like look at the medical menu.
Right.
You guys all know how to access that, right?
H.
For some people it's H, but you got the interactions. I just want to make sure you guys can access the medical menu. Alright, on your patient, if you see on his left arm, I'm going to start an IV. We're going to go over some of the new functions that have been added. Broken bones will be
User
brought up
left
later
your
because
channel.
that's its own independent section now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to make clear, the chart is mirrored. So left
User
is
left
right
user
and
joined your
right is
channel.
left. Had that issue last week. People so I fixed their left leg and they start working on the left leg they see on the screen. So
Yeah,
It's
just
the patient's left and right arm. You look at
Yes.
the front on.
yes. If you go to the IV I placed on the left arm and you check the examine patient page, you will now see an inspect catheter.
Yeah.
This is pretty important. It does not get recorded in the activity log, so you won't know if anybody's inspected it. You just have to go off of verbals. But it's telling you right now the IV is clear. So I'm going to be a douche, and I'm going to make it so the IV's not clear.
Oh. I genuinely thought that was like an actual catheter, not your fucking.
Yeah,
Not
no,
the IV.
it's just,
This pack is
Ah.
good.
I was fucking people up like, I'm gonna put a catheter in you when you go down, cunt.
honestly, it's been a while since I've actually made the catheter clog, so kind of just, like, bear with me. Long story short, your IVs can clog. I do not have a percentage rating for you on the server because I did not make the settings, and I just haven't asked right now because I got a lot of other stuff to teach. So I have no idea. Inspecting the catheter is important if you're pushing blood and plasma only. You should
User left your
expect your
channel.
catheter to, like, you know,
Clog.
clog at some point. If to be honest, if you're
User
there
left
for
your
like
channel.
2 minutes and you push saline and that catheter and you
User
haven't
left your
seen
channel.
the bag
Joined your
flow at
channel.
all, your catheter is probably clogged and you should check that.
Sweet.
So everybody knows how to do it. If you have a bag, I'm gonna make this dude bleed so it actually flows.
Keep going.
He's
There we go.
That works.
And you broke his leg and his chest.
Perfect, that's what I wanted. I can go over
chest.
fractures now.
Bandage his chest so he doesn't bleed out.
Already on it. I'm just gonna throw a tourniquet on his leg because I'm lazy. After a
User
certain amount
left
of
your
time.
channel. User joined your channel.
If you put a tourniquet on one, does blood
User
does it
left
not
your
stop
channel. User
blood flow?
joined your channel.
It does. Tourniquets
Thanks for
stop
that.
bleeding. So mind
User
you, you
left
take
your
that tourniquet
channel.
off, they're gonna continue bleeding. This also, I'm gonna say this now because I've seen a couple of you guys do this. Sorry, taking a quick drink. If you put an IV on a patient and you put a tourniquet on a patient, do not check for pulse or blood
User
pressure
joined your
on the
channel.
tourniqueted limb
User
and do
left
not
your
put an
channel.
IV on the tourniqueted extremity. You're not going to get a pulse back. The IV's not going to flow. It's just going to
User
squirt
joined your
out
channel.
like a glove that you filled with water and you poked holes into it, okay? It's absolutely worthless. I know you guys are probably looking at me like, I don't do that. Why
we
are you
know
asking me
these
that?
shit.
Yeah, but people on YouTube, when you're watching this, you know who you are.
Some people don't.
Yeah, no, there's a reason we're talking about this. With that being said, I'm gonna stitch the chest real quick so it doesn't open up. That
User
IV's still in the
joined your
left arm,
channel.
right? Or did it fall out?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and push like 500 blood just to give you an idea of how slow it flows. Like, it flows much slower. So if you got a patient who's absolutely critical, I would not advise this. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because the longer a patient has a fatal heart rate, no heart rate, right, the faster they are going to die. There's a higher chance that they will just die. Pushing saline's a faster recovery rate. It just speeds up your process, makes life easier. Now, we've pushed, what did we push? We pushed blood, and I'm pretty sure the catheters... Ah, he only lost a little bit of blood. That's not even, no, that's not worth it. No, we're gonna
Take
make
the
him lose a bit.
tourniquet off.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his tourniquet off. This is a good time to take a sidetrack to fractures. Fractures are pretty simple. if everybody clicks on the fracture, the check fracture got moved from surgery into the check examine page. You just hit check fracture on there. If you do that, you can't fix the fracture, but it makes 1-9's job easier. It saves him like 10 seconds. So, you know, help me out, guys, right?
Doesn't give me an option to check fracture.
Yeah, same. It's because
Yeah.
of the training server you can't fix fractures, so
Yeah,
it doesn't give you the option.
Exactly. On the training server, it doesn't. This is one of my things. I'm not going to fight the training server. They just have the settings different. I already asked. They're not going to change it. It's fine. It's because they've got it set for a reason. I don't really care what the reason is. All I know is that that's the way it is. This dude should have no pulse
User
right about
left
now,
your
but
channel.
I'm just going to say he's in cardiac arrest. Yeah, I was right. Okay, cool. So he's receiving 260 of blood, right? Say we're going to be that guy. We push TXA.
User joined your channel.
What's TXA?
TXA is a
Clotting.
1-9 drug for, it's a clot-inducing drug. So it's like bandaging people without actually putting a bandage on.
Where do you find that?
It's a 1-9 drug and it's in the arsenal.
Yeah, but what was it under? Bandage, fractures, medication?
Medications.
You need to put it through an IV, so...
Yeah. So as you can see, did you guys bandage that, or is that the TXA doing
Nope.
its work? Does TXA?
TXA.
Okay, yeah. So TXA has bandaged a couple of the wounds. As it
Just takes some time to get done with everything.
yeah. I'm trying to make the catheter block, but I'm probably not gonna get it.
I've been on the training server before, like an hour ago, testing with TXA, and it didn't block once on me, so...
Honestly, I'm not surprised. This is a training server, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Y'all get the point, right? I just want to make the point clear of checking the IV in the real server, because you're
If you
probably
don't
there's a
see
higher
a
chance that
blood
it's
or
happening.
anything floating
If
in,
the
check
IV
the
is
IV.
clogged, what do? Rip it out?
No, you have you add saline. So I'm gonna go ahead. If you guys can click on the IV, I'm gonna go ahead and push 250 saline.
Yeah, you also got an option for saline flush, don't you?
That's where it's gonna come in. You have to actually add
User
saline
joined your
or have it in
channel.
your inventory to do a saline flush.
Oh, okay.
Now, you want my advice?
You have to hang the bag to do it.
You do, but it's... I don't know. It is what it is, okay?
Yeah, it's,
We all generally know what to do. Under medications, you're going to see saline flush. Everybody sees that option?
yep.
Yeah, so your IV gets clogged. You do a saline flush. It takes 4 seconds. You're going to see it in the activity log. Your IV is now good to go. Also, this is a good point for resuscitation. So CPR
User
no
left
longer
your
is
channel.
a long-term option. If your patient is in cardiac arrest after like 5 to 10 minutes, even with doing CPR, your patient will die.
Okay.
So I'm just
User
doing this
left
to
your
restart
channel.
that timer, just extend it a little bit farther, because I'm gonna dump 1,000 saline into a system. In a nutshell, all you guys need to know is to carry epinephrine from now on, you need to give 1 dose of epinephrine every 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If oh my god, the max doses of epinephrine you can give is 3. Do not exceed 3 doses, or your patient will overdose and die. Their heart will practically explode. I know you tested this.
No, not yet, but this shit just got so much worse. I'm gonna kill so many people just out of shits and giggles.
If 3 is the max, is it possible to rescue them from morphine overdose then?
Yes, that is what naloxone is for. We call it Narcan. Same thing, just brand names. Do not get sensitive about it. I know someone's murdering me in my comments right now, but
Too right.
naloxone is our drug blocker. Even though it only blocks opioids, you can block any drug with naloxone and ARMA. Does that make sense?
Oh, sorry,
Yep.
this is start with N or N? Monoxone.
Naloxone, it's an N. N
It's,
as in
in the
November.
head.
Got it.
Yeah,
I'll look into
you
it.
click on the head, you click the medications bar, and it's right there. Naloxone is a 1-to-1 ratio. This means
User joined your channel.
anything. I'm trying to find the words for this. In a
Each
nutshell,
morphine or each like painkiller you take, you get overdose them.
If you take
just give them
3
one Naloxone.
morphines, that's the conversion, right? 3 morphines and then
3 naloxones.
use-
It's a 1-to-1. Yeah. So if someone overdoses on painkillers, which by the way the number is 12, if you take 12 painkillers to overdose, don't exceed 11. Yeah, you're gonna be sitting there dosing them with like 11 naloxones, which is why I carry 10, because it's ridiculous what people do.
I always have 10 on me.
Yeah, it literally is your backup. If you guys are doing CPR on a patient and, I don't know, say your partner calls out, he just died for no reason, you have this wonderful thing called the triage card. In the medical menu on the far left-hand side, you have this thing here, triage card. It tells you everything that's been done to the patient with the time. Morphine lasts for, what is it, 28 minutes? Is it 28 or 30?
It's like
Holy shit.
15 IRL, I think, but it's in your system for half an hour.
Yeah, basically, if they have the
User
morphine
left
in their
your channel.
system, you want to get rid of it. Also, Narcan will work going down. So whatever was the most recent drug added, that's what it's going to block. So if someone did morphine and then epinephrine, you're going to have to use...
To
yeah, if it's just one morphine, one epi, you're going to have to block both of them. So it's 2 naloxone. Everybody's following?
Yep.
Racking.
Cool. That's the overdose page for you. You need to block both of them for it to be effective. Now, I'm going to go back over. Since I put in 1,000 saline, this patient's breath is probably going to be harsh metallic. Yeah. So, if you check the head, you're going to see on the examined page there's a check breath. This is how you check for saline overdose. If it's harsh and metallic, your patient is not going to come back to life, and he needs to... you need to give him some blood. If he's at lost some blood, unfortunately, your option here is not friendly.
User joined your channel.
Honestly, the real solution is after you receive a certain amount of blood, I don't think the body actually takes in anymore. I haven't tested this on. I haven't tested it on the live server yet, so it's not something we can definitively say yes or no.
User left your channel.
My solution is make them bleed so you can actually give them something to make them conscious. I'm pretty sure an admin's going to say don't do that because it's technically doing harm to the patient. You guys get my point, right? Don't do... Just call 1-9. If that happens, call 1-9.
Yeah.
If what? He's at lost some blood and his breath is harsh and metallic.
If he's not waking up and he's harsh and metallic, call 1-9 because that's going to be a solution only fixed by a
Could you
platoon medic.
give him naloxone? first?
What would the
No.
platoon medic do to fix it?
I'm not going to answer that statement because I'll tell you after, okay? I will tell you after. That's a list of things to get to it. If you're a 1-9 asking for that answer, I will definitely answer after the video.
Patient's breath is fruity.
So I think it's just gonna come back slowly to a normal stand because he's back on normal blood.
In the training server, yeah,
So-
not in the
Not in the live server. No.
yeah. So you have to dilute it with blood. That's why did that 250 blood go into him?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why when you put saline in, you have to. If you're gonna do anything over 750, you need to dilute it with blood or plasma.
Could you not hang another bag now of 250 blood and...
I could if I had another 250. I don't.
Do you want me to push it?
I'm done.
I really don't care. It's just not something
User
critical to
left your
me.
channel.
That's. So that was just in general going over fluids. It's a pain, and we did IV. So now I'm going to go on to the next phase. TXA, phenylephrine,
User joined your
norepinephrine, adenosine, morphine, epinephrine, nitroglycerin, all have a more sensitive reaction to the patient in the live server. Using any of these may have one of the various effects. You may lower the heart rate too much. You may increase the heart rate too much. You may even put the patient into cardiac arrest. So when using drugs, you need to make sure to monitor your patient, especially if you put them on saline, because that number will skyrocket. So if you're going to give a patient one of the following drugs that I listed, which is all of them, by the way, exception of
Everything,
carbonate,
basically.
yeah,
User joined
you
your
need to
channel.
monitor your patient. On the other hand, you can overdose your patients with ammonium carbonate, which is also known as smelling salts. Those of you who are out there, this is more of a proficiency medical drug. After 3 doses of this, on your 4th dose, your patient will overdose and die on the spot. There is no Narcan for this. So if you are using smelling salts, just be aware, after 4, on 4, you will overdose your patient and they will die. Whew, cool. I got that out the way. Everybody knows the drill for managing your patients in the case of poisoning or overdose, and you know how to manage with saline. Oh my god, are there any questions so far?
Nope.
Is your brain exploded, Jet Beast?
Yes. What was the other things we need to talk about? I'm going to talk about blood pressure. Now, the reason I say this is because people think blood pressure is irrelevant. It is relevant. That's why it's there. Checking blood pressure is going to give you a thing. So, obviously, he's 132/92, right? That's your optimal range is 120/80. Anything that's 130 and up is considered abnormal, and you should be watching this. I think that like the actual numbers like 135 and up is considered an issue. What?
Yeah, you got like.
No, I think it's 140. 140 is
Yeah.
technically hypertension, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So all you need to know is if your patient is above their blood pressure of 125, you should be cautious because that is abnormal and there's something going on with them. They either have a high heart rate and
User
you need
left
to
your
lower it,
channel.
or you need to use nitroglycerin to lower their blood pressure. Heart rate does affect blood pressure, so don't just say, oh, it's a blood pressure issue, and then give them nitro because their heart's about to explode, okay? If you're taking a blood pressure or a pulse, you should always take the other. Like, if you take a pulse, get a blood
User
pressure.
joined
If you
your
have a blood
channel.
pressure, get a pulse. Oh, the heart rate's at 111. That's pretty elevated. And he has, you know, a blood pressure 145. I'm going to go ahead and give him adenosine because that's probably going to fix both problems. See what I mean? Kind of like gather data. Don't just try to be that guy that solves the one problem and there's like 30 more behind.
What does adenosine do?
Adenosine lowers the heart rate.
Lowers the heart rate.
Blood pressure does not affect heart rate, but heart rate affects
User
blood
joined your
pressure.
channel.
I mean, if you lower your blood pressure enough, you could affect your heart rate in turn.
Yeah.
Like, but generally speaking, you know, they're just kind of they're partners in crime. You just got to be watching out for both of them. I already went over fractures. Check the fracture. You're gonna say 1-9 like a crap ton of time. Splints are not a fix to fractures. Splints are a long-term treatment. So if you call 1-9 and 1-9 says, I can't make it there in a reasonable amount of time, which is probably going to be like 5 minutes. If he says, yeah, no, you're going to have to wait till the end of the engagement or something, you should splint it because now they can kind of operate. It's just, if I'm already on the patient, don't splint it because then you're wasting a splint. I'm just going to, you know, fix the bone and send him on his way.
User left your channel.
But for long-term purposes, splint the bone and go. Everybody's good with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. I'm not even going to bother going over phenylephrine and TXA because the generally thing, if you're a 1-9 and you're using either of these drugs, you already know what to do. I shouldn't have to walk you through it.
User left your channel.
I'll have 1-9 training later, then we'll talk about it. Ooh, my brain. What else? What else we got? You know what? Forget it. I'll just go over the basics. Is anyone here a basic medic trying to learn medical?
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
How experienced are you with Ace Medical so far?
I don't know anything about Ace
User
Advanced
left your
Medical,
channel.
so everything is new to me.
User joined
I'm in
your
the
channel.
well, I have medical training in other servers, but only it's like 3 medication: morphine, epinephrine, and adenosine. So everything else is new.
Cool. You have the general gist of a lot of this. A lot of this kind of relates to real world. Just with funky numbers, your patients don't complain, for starters. Second, there's no legal ramifications unless you kill your patient. And third, your patient recovers a lot
User
faster.
joined your channel.
He'll be right as rain. Treatment for severe pain, in this case, for this server, is painkillers. Ammonium carbonate is your smelling salts. I'd recommend waiting a long time before you use that. Maybe like workout proficiency in basic medical. You know the drill. Stop bleeding first, then control bleeding, then focus on the heart rate of your
User
patient.
joined your channel.
If it doesn't work, use CPR, 1 epinephrine. Did I go over that? Cardiac arrest?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Cool.
2 minutes 30.
Yeah, I forgot. If you guys get the gist, yeah, use 1 epinephrine every 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Max dose at 3. If you exceed 3, call 1-9 because this patient needs, like, if you get to 2 and it's not working and you're halfway through your second dose of epinephrine, I just call 1-9 because it's going to take them some time to get there. Triage cards. These are important. I say this now because when you guys have mass
User left
cases
your
now,
channel.
bringing back patients takes much longer than it used to. You see this card, if you look at the status of your patient on the medical menu, you're going to see this thing called a triage card. There is 4 levels. There's actually 5, but we're just going to go with 4. None, minimal, delayed, immediate, and deceased. If you walk up to a patient and you cannot carry him, like, I mean, and they're not in a vehicle or anything, they're just on the ground, your legs are not broken
joined your
or
channel.
shot, like, you're allowed to walk normally, and you cannot carry him, he is deceased. Mark him as such, because I'm going to run over this body, and I want to do a quick overlay to make sure he's alive or not. Anybody who is still bleeding or has no heart rate is considered immediate, unless the bleeding is controlled by a
User
tourniquet
left
or
your
something.
channel.
Anyone who is stable and requires medical attention to
User
come back
left your
or later
channel.
is delayed. Basically, anyone you see who's unconscious, just go ahead and mark them as delayed, because they're going to need medical attention.
User left your channel. User
Minimal
joined your channel.
is anyone who's walking wounded.
User joined your channel.
So does that make sense? Is everybody on board with the triage cards?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, cool. In terms of, now we're gonna go on to this thing called CTAB. You guys, has everyone here used the Android before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. If you could all just pull up your Androids real quick. There is a function here that is really great. This is your GPS, so it has your accurate, it marks your position. If you have a MASCAS, all you need to do is double click on where you are, click medical, and there is a list of things that can help me here. MCI for MASCAS, casualty for this one dude. And I only say this, if you are
User joined your
a
channel.
squad wiped, but you've already moved your people, mark the CCP area, casualty collection point, mark where you've dropped all those bodies, so I have an idea of where you are, or at least where your casualties are in comparison to your position. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I use it already.
What's up?
I use it already.
Yeah, you do, but I got to get this out to the neighborhood so everybody knows. This is a universal thing. It's going to make the medical system a lot smoother because it's operated by live players. You guys got to remember. Sorry, I'm reading an email about the NREMT. Something changed. Okay. Yeah, no. All you guys got to remember, we're a system. 1-9 can't track you. I do not have eyes on you personally. You have to like inform me. If I say, all right, cool, let me know where to go, mark it, I have an idea, and kind of give me a sit rep. So if you have a mask as, tell me how many are KIA, tell me who's unconscious, how many are unconscious, and if you're in a safe location. If not, you know, tell me what the threat is, and then we'll work our way from there, you know? Critical stuff. That's C-Tab for you. Communication is kind of key to our operations, because a lot of people die because they fail to communicate. If you're going to go down soon because you're swamped or surrender, or you think you're going to bleed out, let me know. Drop that marker down as soon as possible.
User joined your channel.
That goes over a lot of the stuff. What else? Is there anything else critical I missed?
No.
Comms? You said something about comms as well.
Yeah, comms on 3.9. 3.9 is not just... it is the medical channel. It is meant for MassCAS. But as a 1.9 and as representatives for all the 1.9s, I can definitely say, if you're confused, ask questions on 3.9. If it's a medical question, if you say, you know, I'm confused, I don't know what to do here, ask it. It will assist in our situation. You know, we're going to be able to fix it. We're going to help the situation. I can't even begin to stress how important it is to call 1.9. He's going to be able to, he's trained in all the drugs. He knows the heart rates and the blood pressures he should, and he will assist you in whatever you're doing. If you have broken bones, and I can't stress this enough, and nothing else, like it's just a broken bone, it's not important. Go ahead and tell me right off the bat, like, hey 1.9, this is 1.2 or 1.2, 1.9, 31, whatever. Use the codes. I screwed that up. No, specific. Use proper radio. Go ahead and say like 1.2. Say 1.9. This is 1.2 on 39. Non-urgent medical patient. 1 times broken limb. I don't care what extremity. Just say broken limb. And then based on, you know, the situation, I'm gonna tell you whether it's gonna get deferred to a later time frame, or I can fix it now and let's make a meeting point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
I know some of you guys think broken bones. I don't know who it is, but somebody thinks broken bones is critical, and they keep calling me on 3.9 like it's the end of the world, and it's driving me berserk because I've got other radio channels that actually have MassCASs, and I can't deal with that. Whew. With that being said, if we're at a CCP, if you ever see 2 medics on a patient, and they are medics, like, you know, they're medics in the squad, they're not just a rifleman.
User joined your channel.
I want to see at least maximum amount of people on a patient, 2 medics. If this patient is delayed and they're just like receiving blood or something and they just need time, mark them delayed, 1 medic at maximum. We are wasting resources at that point if I had 2 dudes sitting over this guy. If you have a new medic, let your 1.9 know that there is a new medic in the squad for this squad, just so he has a general gist of what to expect if something goes wrong. Just notifying people. Whew. That's... What's up?
Beast, you've covered everything I need, so I'm gonna jump off.
Go for it, dude. I'm just ranting and raving at this point.
Yeah, man. Peace out, people.
All the basics has been covered.
User left your channel.
Yep. All the updates have been covered. If you guys want to continue and go over basics, go ahead and stay, and I'll kind of collect the information I need from you guys, and then we'll go over what Ace Medical. That's it for the update. Yes.
Yeah,
I just joined the whole group as a whole, and so I'm trying to figure out where do I begin to you know, get involved. And I figured I saw on Discord the medical training, so I came over here. What's next?
Okay, let me ask. Are you trying to get started with Karma Cut as a whole? Like Liberation server?
Yeah, with Liberation. So I have like 1,000+ hours in game just on my own, but very little multiplayer shit.
Okay, let me do this. let me wrap up this training session here and send off the guys who just got their major information, and then I'll get back to you. Are there any question, comments, or concerns regarding this updated training?
Nope.
No, I think we all have the basic
Good.
idea of the update now. So
Cool. If I forgot something, I'll probably remember it later.
just
DM me
keep
if
an
you
eye
need
on the
it.
patch notes as well for further updates, because I feel like they're gonna keep on updating.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's it. That's a wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. It will be posted in about 3 hours or at the end of the day, whenever my internet feels like it's a good time to upload stuff.
All right.